Hey you guys, Barrel here doing a review of the Halo 4 Series 1 Elite Zealot by McFarlane Toys. So we're going to get straight into the review, as I usually start off with accessories, helmet, and energy sword. He's creeping. That is, wow. The helmet, beautifully sculpted helmet, very accurate to the Elite Zealot, actually looks a lot like the Halo Reach Elite Spec Ops, which is a bit odd of a design choice, but hey. We've got some monkish template, I don't know, religious markings, I guess you could say. I don't know. And then, of course, the little slits for his eyes. And that's what I mean. It's a helmet, you know, it's simple, but it's very, very detailed. Just really detailed helmet. I like it. Just wish it would stay on the Elite better, which is relatable to this energy sword. Now, this is a pretty neat energy sword. The lightning all around it, that looks a bit gimmicky. Not really a huge fan of that. But what I'm even less of a huge fan is that it just you cannot get this thing to stay in his hands. You can't. It doesn't do. I mean, I know it really didn't look like I tried hard, but it's hard. It's hard, and I'm not going to bother trying because it's not going to stay in. But I found a bit of a trick. I found a bit of a trick you can use if you take a weapon peg from any other Halo figure and peg it in his hands. Oh dear. You can kind of wedge the peg between his hands and then close them, and it'll stay better. Okay, see, but it's better. It's better. I mean, it definitely makes it better for posing. If you want like a permanent solution, you could always just kind of rubber band it to him with, like, I don't know, if you could find some of those clear plastic bands. That actually would work well. I should do that. So yeah, that's accessories. Decent accessories. You know, wish it stayed on him a bit better. And that's really why I just left the helmet off, because it's just going to come off again. So we're going to go into detail now, starting with his legs, with his gigantic feet, with his, dude, he's got like 2 toes, then he's got some, I don't even know what's going on with this guy. But they've gone back to the style of the 2 toes here, and not a flat thing like they did with the Halo Reach Elites, which was lame because they couldn't stand. They couldn't stand. They just couldn't stand. It was really not cool at all. But you can see some of the great detailing along his feet and his bodysuit and his shin armor, his little cod piece there. Really nice. Really nicely detailed. Then up to his chest area, he's got a decently detailed little body piece. Then you know, he is a part of the, you know, Covenant Storm. So they're not like, you know, the official military anymore. So they're lessly funded. They're not as funded as much. So they obviously he's skimping on the armor because they just don't have as much money for armor anymore. But I think it's kind of a cool design choice. Reflects that whole like Rebel Covenant type thing. So, but he has a little hand piece and then a little shoulder piece, and his arms are just barren. Then he's got like some little kind of light pieces here. Then as for his head and neck, he's got some really cool looking plates on the back of his neck here, and then trademark scary Elite face. Kind of looks weird because it really just looks like the mandible parts were glued on right here, which is not the coolest thing. But you can see his teeth back there and his eyes, and overall it's a decent head sculpt. Now this is where the detail gets crazy. This back piece is amazing. It's amazing. I love this so much. I'm kind of concerned for how he's going to drive a ghost figure vehicle with this, but oh well, I don't even care, because this is just amazing. Just look at the detail on this and how cool it looks. It just looks so cool. I love this, and it's like, I love it. I love it. Excellent design choice for the Elites on that part. Now for the articulation, again, as with the Grunt and the Spartans, not the best articulation. The articulation is kind of getting less advanced, which is not cool. They really shouldn't be doing that. The figures themselves are getting more advanced though. So feet wise, he does have a ball hinge on the foot, but it's really hard to actually, I mean, you can't even turn that foot all the way. That's about as far as it goes. Then it does go up and down a bit, which can come in handy. The knees are, that's just kind of how the Elite knees always are. They don't bend all the way because they're Elites and they don't work like that. And then, we've got that same articulation that they've got on the Spartan. Can't just go forward and back. We've got to swivel out like this. You can't just make him go. That's as far as he goes forward. Then it just starts twirling. That's weird. I don't really like it. I hope they're not all like this, because that's going to kind of deter me from the line, really. Because that's not good for posing. You can't get this guy in a lot of dynamic poses at all. As far as his arms, ball hinge, shoulder, ball hinge elbow, and ball hinge wrist. No, actually no, swivel wrist. And then he's got hinged hands, fingers there. And then the head, we've got a ball joint here, and then another ball joint of the actual head itself. So articulation-wise, as with the others, this Elite is decent. I mean, I don't really want to call it good, because it's just those legs. I mean, I understand that, like, the knee and stuff and the foot, because that's armor hindrance, and that's just how the Elites are. But it's a decent figure. I like having an actual Elite in the line. That's good, but maybe hold out for a better one if you're not if you're not very partial to the Zealot armor and you just really want that armor, because it is a really good sculpt. But the articulation flaws and the accessory flaws, can't even hold that. And even with the peg, it doesn't work as well as I'd like it to, because the fingers start to separate and they get more loose over time. So it doesn't work as well as it does when you start using it. And the helmet is not the best. I mean, I could see that being a problem for stop motionists and for people I'm just jabbing him in the eye here. And for people posing, it does come off quite a bit. It's a bit of annoyance. Maybe glue it on. That could work if you don't really have interest in taking the helmet off. Or like I said with the sword, clear plastic rubber band it on. But I think it'd be simpler to glue it. I don't know. I may try that. So anyway, decent figure. You know, decent. I can't really say much more about it. It's a pretty standard figure, really. But yeah, so this has been Barrel reviewing the Halo 4 McFarlane Toys Series 1 Elite Zealot figure, and I'll catch you guys next time.